This is Kurgan Cassius for IFL TV. We're in Liverpool here. Paul Smith press conference here in Liverpool after his performance in Germany. How are you, Paul?
Alright, not bad.
Yeah. How do you feel now you come back?
Gutted, to be honest with you, but you know, it's just people keep coming up to me and congratulating me and then commiserating me in the next sentence, and that's basically the top and bottom of it. People don't know what to say, you know, because it feels like a win, but it's a loss, and it's just one of them things. That's boxing, and unfortunately that's the harsh world of boxing. Sometimes you just don't get the look of the green, it doesn't go your way, but I felt like I've done enough Saturday night, and it doesn't, I've got nothing to show for it.
I mean, the support has been unbelievable for you, and like I said, the pats on the back and the great performances still doesn't mean you come home world title. So when you've come back, it's like the reality of it to you is that you put in that fantastic performance but didn't have anything to show for it.
And anyone that knows me, as I've said before, I've just said in that press conference, a lot of people call me miserable, a lot of people call me, you know, don't smile much, you know. I take my job seriously, and I'm a realist. I always have been. I've always been very realistic. You can see that in me, in my punditry and my analysation skills, and that when I'm judging fights and when I'm talking about fights myself. So I can't be any different with my own. And with my own, I'm looking at the fact that it's a loss. I woke up the next morning, and the first thing I did when I woke up was just sit there, absolutely gutted, and talk to my missus. I should be waking up with a belt now, but I'm not, you know. And at the end of that fight, I was celebrating before the decision because I felt I had it. I felt I'd done enough, and I know when I sit down at the end of a round if I lost that round or if I won that round, and I'm sitting there and I'm thinking to myself, I'm not losing most of these rounds. I certainly didn't lose more than 5 rounds, and for me that wins me the fight. I don't think there was any rounds that would even. I had to fight 7-5 to myself, but whatever way you scored, even if it was a draw, I just stood there at the end if it was a draw or if I'd have lost by a point and thought, well, you know what, it must be right because I gave everything I had. It was a close fight, I pushed them hard, I believe I won the fight, but I'll watch it back. But then you see 119, 109, which means I only lost a round, and at the end of it I'm just sitting thinking to myself, you know what, I've been shafted. I wasn't going to win no matter what I did. I could have knocked him down 4 times on that card and still not won, and that's what's bad about it.
You said that, well, you know, after the fight you convinced you won it. Since you come back, have you watched the fight back?
I've watched it twice,
yeah,
though, and I scored exactly the same time twice. Yeah. You know, Joe said he's watched it and thought, okay, well, the round that was close when I edged towards Paul for the better work, I give it to Abraham, and even then he only had a draw. So people score fights and they think I'll score it with my German head on. And I said this after Macklin Stern, don't score it that way, score it as you see it. Don't score it because you're in Germany. Well, the Germans will give it to him, so I'll give it to him as well. Score a fight as you see it, score each round as you see it, and you'll get your right decision. And every time I've watched it, there's no way he won rounds. I can't give him rounds what he didn't win. He didn't do anything in the rounds. I didn't deserve to lose a round, and he didn't do enough to win a round. That's my round, and I landed better shots. There was one round in the fight, if you're talking stats, there was one round only in the fight, and I knew I lost the 5th, and I lost the 5th well. He dominated with his jab, and I was thinking too much. And I went back into the 5th. I said to Joe, I know, before you start, I know. And I sit down, I knew I'd lost the round, I knew it was a bad round for me. It wasn't hurt, he just got through with his jab a lot more than usual. But there's only one round in that fight where he threw more punches than me, and where he probably landed more punches than me. That was the 5th. That was the only round I lost. In the 12th we threw the same amount, but in the 12th I lost my composure a little bit because I was a little bit, you know, feeling the pace a little bit and just going for it out of, not desperation, but just desire, wanting to win the fight and wanting to make sure I didn't leave anything in the ring, which I'm glad that I never. But I felt I won the fight, and I felt I'd done enough. Even if you think I drew or you think I lost by 1 round, that's the most you're going to get. You're not going to get anyone saying I lost by 6 rounds like the 2 judges said, and then 11 rounds like the Spanish judge said.
Obviously we know about the situation. Eddie's made it clear he's pushing with the WBO to, you know, even have you back, not back, who's a voluntary challenger, going as a mandatory challenger. But is there any part of you that thinks if you've got to go back out to Germany, what on earth do you have to do out there? Because if you don't knock him out, or it's a clear, like a wide points win for you, is it going to be the same?
Yeah, a little bit, but part of me's thinking now, any judge sitting in that seat ringside knows what happens last time.
Yeah.
And they're going to be under scrutiny. They know that they're going to be under scrutiny, so possibly, sure, I thought this one would be scored fairly. I said before, I said to probably you or to James or to other people interviewing me, I'm not worried about the judges. I think if I'm winning this fight the way I think I'm going to win it, and I think I'm going to win rounds clearly because I'll outwork them, which I believe I did, then it'll be scored right, and I've got confidence in the judges. And how much have I got egg on my face now, you know, thinking about that now, looking back. But hindsight's a great thing, as I say, you know, in hindsight, after Abraham, all he had to do in that fight was last the distance. And he's a tough man who's never been stopped. Legitimately, I think he spewed it with Stieglitz because of his eye injury, and he blamed the eye injury, but he's a man who's never been stopped legitimately or knocked out before, so all he has to do is go the distance in Germany and he's won the fight.
Is there part of you that thinks that Arthur Abraham will just never entertain the idea of coming here to England to fight you?
Yeah, there was a part of me that thought he was never going to entertain that fight over the gloves. Yeah. You know, he wouldn't let me wear grants. Why are you bothered about what I wear? If I'm world champion, you wear what you like. I don't care. I'm wearing these, you wear what you like. I'm not worried about you. That's his attitude, what he should have been, but it wasn't. And then he got $1.1 million for fighting me, and the night before he's like, look, just wear the Everlast, he'll walk away from the fight. And I'm thinking, he'll walk away from $1.1 million, but he's got that much dough, he probably would have. And so why would he come over here for near that or more than that if he's going to walk away from a fight in basically something that he's fought 4 times before in his home country?
We know there's a situation with WBC super middleweight champion Anthony Dirrell, who's obviously George Groves is mandatory for his title, but he's allowed an exemption or voluntary defence before. Would that be a fight that would be interesting to you?
Of course.
Ahead of Abraham?
It's a world title fight at the end of the day. If this Abraham, you know, farce or whatever you want to call it, or situation isn't resolved in time, then I'm ready to fight. If there's a George Groves' mandatory challenge and he done great the other week, and I thought he'd done well, I gave him all my congratulations. He spoke well of me after the fight as well. And good luck to him, he's mandatory challenger. If I can get a volunteer in the meantime, then, you know, of course I'm going to take it. I've got to be selfish in this game, and of course I'll jump at it, but I want Abraham. I believe I beat him on the night. I believe I'll beat him again, and Anthony Dirrell's a fight that would interest any super middleweight in the divisions for the WBC title. Of course it would interest them.
It'd be an interesting situation if you got a Dirrell fight, beat Dirrell, and then George Groves becomes mandatory to your title then.
Yeah, but listen, I've always said it's not my job to talk about future fights and what could happen. You know, everyone was saying the same before this fight. If I beat Abraham, they'll put Groves on me and this and that, and would have a rematch with him, a rematch with Dirrell. I've said time and again, I've got all the respect in the world for George Groves and James Dirrell as lads and more as fighters. You know, good luck to them both. I hope they both become world champions. I hope I do as well. And if the fights happen in the future, they happen. It's not something that I'm looking around for or trying my best to get. Even though I've got the losses against them both, you know, it's not so, I don't wake up every morning thinking I want the rematch, I was like that a long time ago, but I had nothing to bring to the table. With a bit of luck, I'll have something to bring to the table now, and if they happen, they happen. But all I'm concentrating on and all I want is Arthur Abraham again, and if it doesn't happen, then another world title shot as quick as I can.
Alright, well listen, Paul, thanks for talking to IFL TV, and
thanks everyone again for all the support. It's been unbelievable.
It's not a problem, and like I said, we'll wait news. We know there's something they're going to be in the offering, whether it's the Abraham route, the Dirrell route, or whatever. Just to clarify, you're not willing to drop back down to anything above from what you just fought now, are you?
No, well, listen, why should I? If you drop down to British level, you're fighting British level money.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, and I've proved that I'm better than British level. I've said time and again, I'm better than British level. I've said time and again, I believe I'm above British and European level, and I can mix it at world level, but until you get in there and prove it, no one's going to believe that, and until you get there and prove it to yourself, you know, I always wondered whether I'd be okay. I felt my power would carry up there, I felt my chin would carry up there, and I felt that I'd be able to mix it and match them all at that level, because I know just from sparring I've done, never mind my own ability and what I can do, but now I've proved it. I think I belong at that level. It'd be stupid and pointless of me to drop back down to any level below world level when I can get the fights with the likes of Anthony Dirrell and Arthur Abraham, any other top kid at that weight, or drop down back to British level for British money. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Alright, Paul Smith, thanks for talking to us, and we'll wait news, alright?
Thank you.
Thank you very much.